Hey, Tony Gaskins here. I want to pop in today. Now, as you know, this is widely celebrated as a day of love, and it's a few things that it has me thinking about, and some things that I want to remind you about because so often we think about love and we think about love externally, and we think about finding love, we think about attracting love, but very rarely do we really become intentional about the love that we give ourselves. Very rarely are we intentional about self love. And as you go down the list and you really look at it, if you take that same external approach and you ask yourself, okay, if I love this being, if I love this human, and I have the control to love and show and treat this human, would I feed this human, this being, things that are toxic, things that are unhealthy? The answer would be no. Would I overfeed this being? The answer would be no. Would I restrict this being from daily movement, from exercise, and not allow this person to exercise? The answer would be no. Would I just only make this person go to work and come home and be locked in their house and not get out and go somewhere 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, knowing that they only get to live a finite amount of time? The answer would be no. Would I hurt this person and make them feel bad about themselves, make them feel less than, make them feel like they don't have what they need, make them feel like their life is not enough? The answer would be no. So if you take that same external approach and now you change that and you realize that the person you're doing that to is you. And when you understand that the person that you've been neglecting, the person that you've been restricting, the person that you haven't been loving, the person that you have been self-sabotaging is yourself. So when you don't treat yourself, when you don't take care of your mind and what you feed your mind, and if you're not intentional about what you watch and what you listen to, if you're not intentional about what you eat, if you're not intentional about your daily movement, your exercise, if you're not intentional about these things, you're abusing yourself. You're hurting yourself. So, therefore, how can we attract or keep someone who treats themselves in a way that exemplifies love if we don't do the same thing? And so often we fail in that area because we are not thinking about it like that. We look at it as if, oh, well, this is just me. This is just me. I'm fine, not sleeping. I'm fine not working out. I'm fine eating fast food every day. This is just me. This is my body. But I wouldn't do that to my child. I wouldn't do that to somebody else that I love. See, we don't put that in there. You wouldn't do that to somebody you love. So why do it to yourself? Imagine just not knowing, and when we come into this new knowledge and we just don't know, and imagine you have a baby and 1 years old, and you're just feeding the baby every day, all day. You're just feeding the baby McDonald's chicken nuggets, and you've watched the documentary What the Health, and you just, or whatever other documentary, and you're feeding the baby McDonald's chicken nuggets every day. And then you got hot dogs, which is just, and you got Spam, and you just giving that to the baby. When you could be taking and having all kind of fruits and vegetables or even organic meats. Imagine choosing to have access to those things, but yet giving this being, this human being, all of this junk. That is oftentimes, as adults, how we do ourselves in our lives. We feed ourselves junk. What we watch on television, what we listen to, who we hang around, we feed ourselves junk. And the things that we do, we don't ask ourselves, how will this cost me? What will this cost me? So if I'm smoking hookah, I have to ask myself, although this may have a flavor, I've never smoked hookah, by the way, but I kind of get when understand what's going on. Even though this has a flavor, what is this in here that I'm smoking that is passing through all the back of my teeth, passing through all of my teeth, going over my tongue, going over the roof of my mouth, going down my throat, going into my lungs? If we are in a climate crisis in the world, and they are saying climate change is happening at a rapid pace, they're saying too many trees are being killed. If I know I need trees for oxygen, why would I choose to inhale something that is the opposite of oxygen? When I can inhale life for free, why would I pay to inhale death? To inhale an untimely death? To inhale something that I don't know what these carcinogens or whatever you want to call it, this tar, this nicotine, this tobacco, I don't know how this is going to interact with my genetics, with my molecules, with what's going on inside of me. Because what may be a recessive thing in me may combine with this toxin that I'm inhaling in the form of marijuana, nicotine, tobacco. So that's hookah, cigarettes, cigars, marijuana. All of it is bad for you, because not one study says it adds life. Yes, it's a plant. It comes from a plant. Everything comes from a plant. Poison ivy is a plant. There's a lot of plants that can kill you early. Some that can kill you immediately. But we don't ask that question. If we say, okay, this is my mind. And a lot of times we don't look at our mind as our mind. But when we look at, and this is why sometimes you have to look at yourself like a child, in the sense of when you are feeding your child a child's mind, what do you want to put into your child's mind? Something that they can learn from. Something that can entertain them and make them laugh, but not something that's going to scare them, stress them, or warp their mind and teach them lessons that you don't want them to learn. We have to take that same approach to our own mind. But we go and we fill our mind up with junk, nasty, fornicating, and adulterating R&B, pop music, murderous, envious, gluttonous, self-destructive rap music, heavy metal music, depressing, sad, adulterous country music. We don't evaluate what we're listening to. And then the same thing with what we watch. Watching tomfoolery. Watching something that is teaching us to waste our life away, to take risk with our body, by having one night stands and being in fornication or adultery, reality shows, movies, and we feed ourselves that, but yet we then fix our mouths to say, I'm a good catch. And I love myself. Today, on this day of love, I want you to really identify, do you really love yourself? And I'm going to tell you something. Loving yourself is not easy. Loving yourself is not easy. See, me loving myself, my wife made me breakfast this morning. And it was a protein breakfast. And she had me a little pill pack, what we'll call it. It's a lot of pills, fish oil, just different supplements from my dietitian. I gave her the list from my dietitian, and she went and got those, healthy pills. So I take the pills. I'm drunk what would probably be the equivalent of 3 glasses of water, and I've probably been up for an hour. And so I'm feeding my body. Now I'm working. So I'm living my purpose. When I finish this, you know what I need to do, which is not going to be easy. It's not. I need to go I need to go walk for 30 minutes. I need to go get 30 minutes of movement in. Because the day is Valentine's. My wife is dropping off our sons to school, so that's how I got time right now. So I'm making use of this time. But when she come back, we going out. We going to the resort to spend the day. You get the day pass at the resort while our sons are in school. We're going to open our gifts, and then we going to the resort to have, breakfast and lunch and, just kind of hang out, relax. And so I got to get my work in right now, which I did not feel like doing because I woke up early this morning. I'm not a morning person, but I've been waking up early, so I wanted to go back to bed. But I needed to come and serve my purpose as well. I'm painting this picture because I want you to understand that these are the tests that we have. These are the choices we got to make, because right now you looking at your day and you saying, okay, well, what I have to do today? Okay, do I got to work? Do I work from home? Do you work in the office? Okay, where are you going to fit in your 30 minutes of walking? Where are you going to fit that 30 minutes of walking in? If you're watching this video, you fitting this video in, so that means you challenging yourself right now. You making yourself mad right now. This video going to convict you in one way or another if you're not doing the right things. So you feeding your mind something that's going to push your life forward. So you took care of that by watching this video. Where you going to get your 30 minutes of movement from, though? Where you going to put that in? What is it? Something you need to read? Is it a book you reading? Is it the Bible? Is it another book? Where you going to get that 20 minutes in? Where you going to get the 30 minutes? Where you going to put the 30 minutes to an hour? Or you working on your dream job? You working on your purpose job? You developing that plan? You mapping that out? Or you doing something in that area? Where you going to put that in if you work a full-time job? See, that's self-love. That's self-love. And what time you going to go to bed tonight? What time you going to go to bed so you could try to get 6 to 9 hours of sleep, whichever going to come to you? What time you got to go to bed tonight? See, this is self-love, and this is what we have to start realizing. And if we look at every decision we have to make in our day, and if we ask ourselves, does this represent love? What I'm about to eat, what I'm about to watch, who I'm about to talk to, what I'm about to listen to, what I'm about to say, does this represent love? Does this mean I love myself? Does this mean I cherish and I value my life that is finite on this earth? Does this mean that? If the answer is no, then we should not do it. And here's what I mean now. That's what I don't confuse it as me saying you can never have a cookie. Because there comes a time where that cookie is self-love. Because it's a cheat meal. It's a break from the monotony. It's a reset. It's balance. So it's not that every single thing that is not a stick of vegetable, a carrot, is bad. But you have to understand moderation, and you got to understand balance, and you have to understand your portions, and you have to understand what you do on a consistent basis. Understand what I'm saying? If you listen to gospel music or contemporary Christian music or soundscapes or spa music or classical music, and it's helping your brain waves and it helps your energy and your output. If you say, well, for one car ride a week, I'm going to listen to my trap music with the beat, with the hard beat. That one car ride a week is not going to destroy your life, because the other 9 car rides or commutes, because you're going to work and from work Monday through Friday, that's 10. The other 9 is going to practically erase that. But I also want you to be mindful when you do that. Be mindful when you do that, when you listen to that junk music or that junk podcast. I want you to ask yourself, okay, how does this make me feel? Because when I take a break from what I normally listen to, which may be an audio book, which may be my thoughts, my plan, which may be the audio Bible, and I listen to junk music, when I truly evaluate how I feel kind of dirty. And it makes me feel gritty. And it makes me, if I'm listening to Lil Baby or Lil Durk, and those, like, if I'm listening to rap music, Lil Baby is, my favorite. But when I listen to him, I'm like, I literally say in my head, man, I wish I would have had a better street run. Like, I wish I would have made $1 million in the streets, so that on this side of life, I have a little bit more to brag about. I have a little more street cred, so that I could get a few more men to listen to me, because they listen to guys who made $1 million in the streets, and they listen to guys who went to prison or went to jail for a stint. Man. And then as I'm sitting there, I'm listening to the music. What I'm visualizing is going through a court case, and it coming out that celebrity life coach, best-selling author Tony Gaskins was one of the biggest dope boys in the country and was moving thousands and thousands of kilos and had 200 certified kills in the streets. This is what my mind envisioning. So then I got to ask myself, is this healthy? Because this is the lyrics, this is the music, and this what is making me think. So in my daily life, how does that show up? It shows up by me being cutthroat in business and me talking to a grown man like a child. Because I can't be no killer, I can't be no dope boy. At least I could be toxic masculinity and talk to a grown man like a child. So I'm talking to grown men like children, telling them, hey, this is what you need to do. And now I'm taking that approach. It'll make me want to be extra tough in another area, because I'm trying to compensate. Whereas the man on the music probably was tough in the streets. So when he with his children, just as soft and gentle as could be. And it could take and make another man who don't have that street story be tough and be hard in an area that he should be gentle. See, because we don't think about how it makes us feel. So when you eat something, it may be comfort food, but what your stomach doing? Your stomach, it go to knotting up. Your stomach go to doing somersaults. Your stomach go to hurting. Your breathing gets shallow because you got that grease, all that oil, all that salt. What's happening in your body? How things flowing? How things working? See, you got to evaluate that. How are you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling bloated, feeling tired, feeling this. That's because you fueling up with the wrong thing. You fueling up with the wrong thing. Right now, I don't sleep enough. I don't sleep enough because I don't have a real sleep routine. So that's my daily battle. Okay, Tony, create your routine. Start your routine. All right, remember what you learned. Don't have coffee after 2 p.m. Don't have alcohol at night. Don't work out within 3 hours of bedtime. When you go to bed, take 20 minutes or so in pitch darkness to calm down. Read lights. Okay. I got to create a routine because I have a very active brain because of what I do, or could be from concussions from football. I don't know. I have a very active brain and get real active at night. I go to all these visions, all these ideas. Some of my biggest ideas come late at night. 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, when everybody's asleep, when everything quiet. So I have to silence my mind and go to bed at a decent hour. 11:30. 11:30, that's an A plus for me. Midnight, that's an A for me. And then from there, I go down. B minus, C plus. I go down. So what I have to switch and do is, okay, Tony, go to bed, and when your body wakes up, get up. So if your body wakes up at 3 a.m., you went to bed 10:30, get up. Now you're going to be tired a little bit throughout that day maybe. So the next night, your body may go to bed 10:30, and you might go to sleep to 4:30. Now you're changing it. This is what I want you to start to look at your life and do. And see, this is what you got to realize. I ain't on here just being no talking head. I'm really trying to life coach. I really want us to grow and to get better. I ain't out here with no fluff. I really want you to have practical steps. So I wanted to pop in and talk to you about this today. And we done come to the end. I just talked to what's on my spirit. Y'all forgive me with this wrinkle shirt. They need to do better than this Lululemon. Lululemon, send me a check. And also remember, this month we get started with the growth group. I'm mentioning it in every video because not everybody sees every video. But the growth club, and is what it's called actually. And it's a monthly group coaching. So every month we will have a Zoom call for 1 to 2 hours with a lesson and Q&A. And we will go through Q&A for the time period we have. Not every question will get answered all the time. And sometimes Q&A will be right in the chat, or it'll be, on the Zoom. And you could call in, or you could be on your computer. And some months, some calls we'll do it by phone for those who can't get on the internet, but they have a calling card from another country. And we will have bonus sessions. So we'll have bonus sessions where it may be something very specific. How to find grants for your nonprofit. How to build your credit. How to budget wisely. Bonus sessions like that. And we will be focused on the areas of life, love, and business. Because my YouTube has 1 million love topics, this group will be less love talk and more business and personal development, more life development stuff. And then we will cover some, self-love and relationship stuff. But even those may be bonus sessions, like for couples. For anybody who's in a relationship, we may have a bonus session for those in a relationship. So click the link in the description, grab your spot, and instead of you having to pay $500 a month for coaching, even on the site BetterHelp.com, which is a therapy site, it's $300 plus a month. And it's like, how long can we afford $300 a month? So I made this $47 a month, and it's just for this year. So the payments are just for this month. And I mean, not this month, through this year. and it's set to sign up in February because you this month and through the rest of the year. If you sign up later, then your payment will go into January and February of next year because it's a subscription for pay this time and then 10 more months. So that's why it's imperative to sign up this month. And because of that reason, I have to go in and change it or change the pricing, which I probably can't because other people are already on there, or I have to close it at the end of this month for that reason. So if you want to be a part and you're hearing me now, do not procrastinate, because one thing I hate is when I close something and then I get a flood of emails. Oh, can I join? Oh, can I join? I was waiting and I was procrastinating. And it's like, you think I can't reward procrastination. So understand that. Join us in the growth club, growth group, whichever you want to call it. And know that you have, even if you're not in a relationship on this Valentine's, know that you have the option to love yourself. And know that by loving yourself, you will attract someone who will love you as well. And if you're in a relationship, know that you have the choice to choose joy, choose happiness, to be selfless, to love, to start fresh and anew every day, and to make it work. Hey, God bless you. And now look, now you see these books behind me. These are my books. These are my personal books. Meaning my books that I wrote, but I own. So I bought my books too to give away. And so when I get my new office set up, I'm going to autograph the books. And then I'm just going to charge you for the shipping of it. And I'm going to sell the books to you, autographed copies. So that whatever the Lord do with me, and Lord, I'm praying he could use me, you'll have a little piece of my memorabilia in your home, and also the contents of the book may bless your life as well. So just want to let y'all know what I'm doing with these. This is for these books for autographed copies. And then when I get my office with my bookshelf, then you'll see my collection of books that I go and buy of other authors. But I got to be selective because I don't want no spirits in my office with their ignorance in between their pages. So hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon. Or you know what? I might just have a bookshelf of all the students who took the Birth Your Book program. That just hit me. What I'm going to do, and some of y'all sent me your books, but I'll be losing them. What I'm going to do is when I get my new bookshelf and get my new office set up, I'm going to send an email out to everybody in the Birth Your Book program, and I'm going to say, hey, mail me one copy of your book to this address, to my mailing box, my P.O. box. And I'm going to fill up my shelf with y'all books first. And if you ready to publish your book, then make sure you get that course. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. Have a blessed day. We'll talk soon.